Gunline. Fire mission coming down. It's your host Lopez here from On the Gunline podcast. I'm glad to have y'all here. I hope you guys enjoyed that last live Facebook live bullshit I did with Kowalczyk for the Memorial Day weekend. Hey, Kay and I had an outstanding time interacting with you all and appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It was great to see everybody coming together and just shooting shit and seeing folks that haven't talked to each other in a while communicate while they were on that fucking thread, man. It was pretty fucking awesome. And definitely something that Kowalczyk and I are going to have to work on again. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on forward. We got a good one today here on the Gunline podcast. One of my old homies from back in the day is here with me. If y'all know him, if we served in 277 out of Fort Hood together, y'all know who it is. His name is Bash. Apparently his first name is Aaron, as in Aaron. Go figure, I never fucking knew his first name. And anyway, so we got Bash here on the line with us, and he's going to be shooting shit with us, catching up with him and seeing how life has been treating him. We'll discuss his, we'll go through it. One good thing about him is that he was in, came out, and came back in at a different MOS. We'll touch on that later afterwards, too. Oh, punk-ass motherfucker couldn't handle artillery no more, so he had to go aviation. But we'll go ahead and touch on that in a second. Hey, Bash, how you doing, brother?
Good. Yourself?
Man, I'm fucking outstanding. I'm telling you, I just had one of the greatest weekends I've ever had in a while. It was good catching up with a lot of you cats out there. And, it was a good experience for the Memorial weekend, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you do anything special this weekend?
Well, as you can see, I'm kind of busy. So this table that we have right here, I've been working on for like 6 months. I fucked up at the beginning and put too much stain on it. So I had to fix it. And my wife's been badgering me ever since. So I'm almost to a point of where we can put it in the living room.
Nice. Right on. Remember, a woman is never going to be satisfied, man, no matter what, unless she has her hands in it. And that's true in all aspects of life and wife.
Yeah.
Might get
well,
that.
If you're building things and making beautiful things for her, then she usually lets you be at least as long as you ain't taking 6 months to do one thing.
Touche. By the way, I just got to put this out there, man. Your hat game is on fucking point, Chief. I'm digging the fucking hat. I was going to mention that earlier when I saw it, but I was like, no, I'm saving this especially for the pod. That hat is fucking bomb, dude. I could dig it.
So I have two of these black ones. This one has the camouflage on the inside and a little bit of green because it's military related.
Yeah.
The other one's just completely solid black. I wear that when I want to look nice.
I gotcha. And just to let you know, some of my people might be bitching because your audio is coming in and out because you're deciding to do two things at one time. So focus, motherfucker, focus. So anyways, for those people that don't know you, who is Aaron Bash, man? What's your story, bro?
All right. So I came in the Army 2004 at the age of 19.
Ooh-wee.
Shortly before you did. I actually got in there. I think I got to 277 when it was still 316. It was like September, October. And then after that, we became 277. Did our time there. Did a couple deployments. One says 277, one says 582. And then I PCS to Alaska where I was with 2-8 Field Artillery. And I went from the self-propelled to the 777, which is an amazing piece. I know you know all about it.
Oh, hey, man, that was a hell of a fucking change for me going from the Paladin to real artillery. You know,
dude, I had to bust my balls so much to get my shit on point. But, you know, once I got there and got it done, I ended up becoming a section chief for a short while. And then my first sergeant may or may not have known an E5 that was coming in. So he ended up making him the section chief just because he knew him. And then I got put off to the side.
Gotcha. All right, Bash, I'm going to have to ask you this once again. If you can keep the phone closer to your mouth or if you can get an earplug with a microphone, because you keep fading in and out, brother.
All right, let me stand still. Maybe that'll help.
Now, hey, question. You used to wear glasses, didn't you?
Well, I still do. I just only wear them when I need them. Which, like, so I have an astigmatism,
Mm-hmm.
and it causes issues when I'm reading. So if I'm not reading, I'm usually all right.
Órale. So when you were doing our fucking what are they called? 4513s?
Mm-hmm.
All right, when you were working on those, did you have your glasses on or off?
Fuck, I don't remember. That was like that was like 15 years ago.
Hell yeah, man. Good fucking times, dude. So why did you end up joining the military?
Well, I'm second generation field artillery in my family, and as far as like overall, like both my grandfathers were in. All three of my uncles on my mom's side were in. My dad and his brother were in.
Oh shit.
And then my dad's sister was in. So it was kind of like one of those things where either you're in or you're out. So I was in.
So it was a traditional thing, pretty much what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right on, man. That's cool. I like seeing that shit, man. Where people join because of a lineage type deal, not just because they had to, because there was no other option, which is still good too, as long as you serve your country and you do 100% at it,
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty badass. Cool, man. So you were 19 when you joined the military, and so I'm guessing that you followed the cannon cocker career because of your previous relatives that were artillery, or
I
because
had no idea.
Oh, you didn't know why you chose artillery? Why did you choose artillery then?
Oh, the video got me.
Every fucking body, dude. So far, everybody's been gotten
What?
by
So it was a catch. So when I first was talking to the recruiter, I was just trying to go.
Yeah.
And then I was actually trying to go engineer. And my sister was getting married around the same time graduation should have been.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was talking to the recruiter, he's like, well, if you go at this time, you're not going to be back in time. I was like, okay, well, what can I go to that will get me there and back in time? And he gave me a couple options, showed me the video, and I was like, done. I still get to blow shit up.
Fucking that video, man, gets everybody. I mean, it gets every single person, and
oh yeah,
one thing that I'm grateful for, and I'm sure you are too, was that when we got to our first unit, I speak highly of 277, always will, but we were blessed to, I think, be with the best section chief in the best platoon, in the best battery, in the best fucking battalion in 4th ID at that time.
Oh, definitely.
Fucking Staff Sergeant Taylor wasn't no fucking joke.
No,
but he could motivate the fuck out of a person, though.
Oh yeah, he yelled at me so many times that like I pretty much assumed that being yelled at was normalcy.
Right? Oh man, yeah. I remember I wanted to be that number one man, but I never had the chance because Bricker's punk ass was there all the time, and I mean Bricker was a stud when it came down to the number one man position,
Except for okay, so you remember that one field problem where Bravo battery didn't shoot all of their bullets, and then second platoon couldn't finish them either. So then we ended up with like 170 or 180 extra bullets for the platoon. Okay. It was like one of the last field problems before we deployed.
Time out. Please tell me you are not calling 155 rounds bullets.
Hey, man, I'm aviation now. It's been a long time. It's a big-ass bullet.
Motherfucker. Ladies and gentlemen, this man just called artillery shells, our Projos, he called them fucking bullets. He couldn't even say those big-ass bullets.
When you have to sit there and explain it to people so many times that the only way you can relate it is a bullet, then they're like, oh, now I get it. And it's like, it becomes like second nature.
Hey, you know what? Good job on tap dancing around that one, Bash. I'll give you that. But yes, they're the big bullets. The big bullets.
Yeah, the really big ones.
Yeah. And you know what? I do remember us shooting a fuckload of fucking bullets, as you call them.
In 2 hours.
Dude, it was
in 2 hours. You remember that?
We shot so much out there. I don't. because I just remember just shooting and shooting. You know what does stand out to me though? When Bricker ended up getting allergic to the CVCs, so he had to go back in, and I got to be number one man. I remember that, and I loved it. We were doing direct fire and Killer Juniors. I was fucking rock hard solid on my dick, baby. That shit was awesome. I never heard Chief lose his voice so quick. Let's go, motherfucker. Hurry up. Put
That
that
shit
shit
must
on.
have happened when I wasn't paying attention because I don't remember. But then again, in the driver's hat, you don't see shit.
Right, right. True that. But I mean, hey, that shit was badass, man. I mean, I had a good time there with y'all. I mean, we had a pretty fucking solid section. I mean,
Yeah, that was honest to God. So in 15 years, that's the only place I felt like I was at home with family.
Yep. Yes, sir. I mean, I got a little disappointed when y'all went hot gun and got to shoot rounds down range and stay on a nice safe fob. Meanwhile, some of us had to go patrolling every motherfucking day. But
okay. You say safe, but you remember very well that Bob Falcon did get hit with mortars frequently. And if I don't remember correctly, then, or I do remember correctly, rather, 5 days after we left there the second time, they hit the AHA.
Yeah, the AHA got hit, and guess what? Nobody died off of that either. That was a lucky fucking shot, man.
And I slept through that whole thing.
Dude, whoever, they must be kicking themselves in the ass. Like, dude, we hit the fucking main area where they have all their goddamn ammo, and we didn't kill nobody? I mean, what the fuck?
You know what was funny? The only ammo, so our rounds got shoved all over the place because, they were in the blast too. But the only thing that didn't get ignited were our powders.
No shit.
Yep. Asher was there. That's what he was telling me. He said that there were rounds everywhere. There was Bradley rounds. There was tank rounds. There was our rounds. They were in everybody's room. The whole freaking fob was a UXO.
Damn.
The only thing that was untouched was our powders.
Dude, I remember when that shit happened because Falcon was right across the river from us, right across over by the Karada. And I remember I was sitting I think I was doing some shit on MySpace at the time. And I started feeling the goddamn building shake. And I swear to God, I thought that it was somebody upstairs wrestling or fucking around. So I started getting pissed off, like, God damn it, I'm trying to beat my meat over here. And anyway, next thing I know, I go outside and they're like, dude, we're getting blasted. I'm like, what? And then you just start seeing boom. It was like a coordinated attack, I guess, but they hit the AHA there at Falcon. That was one fucking crazy ass day, man. That was one fucking crazy.
Dude, hey, you two need to knock it off. So, it was 5 days after we left Falcon, and so it was at night when it happened. I slept through the whole thing. I didn't know. I didn't believe anybody until First Sergeant Britton at the time told me that it happened. I was like, no shit.
Dude, it was a fucking trip, man. Yeah, so you guys used to rotate, right, between hot gun and then main effort, right?
Yeah, because they didn't want us to get complacent. So it was 45 days on, and then however many days off, and then 45 days on.
Okay, right on. I mean,
because
it was sense.
It was 4 platoons, I think it was.
I'm not sure, bro.
Yeah, because 90 days, so that was about a quarter. Yeah, so it was 4 platoons. So it was us, then the other 3, and then us again.
Yeah, I'm not sure, bro. Again, I spent all 365 on the ground, so we were out there. We had some good times, bro. We had some great times, especially Smoke Norwood. Holy shit, those were great times.
I love that man.
Oh,
he would screw up everybody's name. I'm surprised that he could say your name. I'm surprised he could say my name. Let me put it that way.
Those were easy names. I mean, don't let him start with Kowalczyk or a Holgan. Hey, come here, hooligan. Holguin?
Yeah. He used to call Kowalczyk Kawasaki. He used to call Maluga Magaluga. And then Montejano. And then he called Murray Mary. And it's like, dude, Murray's name is a pretty easy name.
Holy shit, I forgot all about Montejano. Shit. Well, he was FTC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Good shit, man. So what's up, man? So you did your time in the Army, and I remember you were trying to go SF at one time as well. Yeah, I remember that. Hey, at least you tried, brother. At least you tried. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers don't even get
Well,
that far.
yeah, so I got there and then I realized, you know what? I did not train up for this.
Hey,
Like
fair
I
enough.
thought I did, but I didn't.
Fair enough, bro. Because like I said, at least you had the balls enough to try it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
motherfuckers don't even have the balls to do it. They'll think about it and talk about it, but they won't fucking do it. So hey,
Oh
props
yeah.
to you, baby. Props to you for at least giving it a shot. You know, and at least you got there and realized, yeah, you know what? A little more than I signed up for. Let me go back to my cannon cocker days. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude. So you ended up getting out after how many years in the first in your first initial enlistment?
So I spent 8.5 years active as field artillery. I did my 5.5 at Fort Hood. Then I did 3 years at Fort Wainwright in Alaska. And then, so I was on orders for recruiting. And then when we got back from the deployment, like right after we started leave, I guess I got an email from the branch manager saying like, hey, you're on orders for recruit. You need to turn in your packet for your secret security clearance. If you don't get it turned in, then your orders will get canceled.
Okay.
Well, I'm not checking my leave on or my email on leave, you know, so I didn't find out until after. By the time I got back from my 30 days leave after that deployment, my orders were canceled and he had me on orders for drum. And then I called him up and I was like, wait a minute. So you're trying to set, what happened to my orders? He's like, well, you didn't do your security clearance. I was like, well, I was on leave. Can we try to, get me back on the orders, get me everything squared back away? He's like, no. He's like, you're either going to drum or you're getting out. I was like, well, I guess I know what I'm fucking doing then, huh? So I wasn't stupid though, because there ain't no job for us when we get out. So I went into the Guard as avionics for fixing helicopters, and I got jerked around at my civilian job and in the Guard unit. So then I was like, fuck this, I'm going back to active. Tried to come back as field artillery. They said nope. And I said, well, as long as I'm coming back in, I don't care. And they sent me right back to Alaska.
So let's pause there a moment. Let's go ahead and touch on the first time you were out, and you said it was difficult, or there's no jobs for 13 Bravos when we get out. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more for some of those that are out there that are having difficulties?
Okay, so with the primary experience that we earned, there's no jobs. There are 2 jobs. I'm sorry. So if you're below Sergeant First Class, then you can go and knock down avalanches in Alaska and in Colorado, but and that's for the Department of Transportation, and that's hard to get. If you're above Sergeant First Class and above, you can go work at the schoolhouse. Well, I was below Sergeant First Class, and I didn't want to stay in Alaska, and I didn't want to go to Colorado.
Right.
So I went to Ohio, and that all the training that they gave us. So we had detainee operations training, we did infantry training, we did all kinds of training. I had CBRN, I had counter ID training, and I applied at several police departments and the Department of Transportation and several other things, and I got to Ohio, and nobody gave me a call back or even took a look at me.
Oh wow.
I ended up working at a factory.
No shit. That's
Yeah.
tough, man. That is tough, especially you're coming out of the military, and you also have a lot of other skills that maybe at the time when you were getting out, you weren't able to articulate them into a resume. For example, there's a lot of things that we take care of. I don't know what rank you were when you got out. I was a staff sergeant, and there's a lot of things I had to go through a PLDC, or what's called WLC. So that was the schoolhouse that I took. I had ALC, which back then was BNOC Phase 1, and then I had BNOC Phase 2, SLC. So, I was able to take advantage of those schools. And on the way out in ACAP, they at least showed us, or maybe they learned from the past, that they weren't articulating our fucking skills into civilian skills. I don't know if there was a lesson learned from them, but I was able to.
You got out after me.
Yeah, I got out in 2015.
Yeah, I got out in 13.
Okay.
So I was going through ACAP, and they tried, and I tried to, dude, I showed up to an interview at a factory in a suit.
Right.
You know, like I mean, you know how it is. Like you in the military, you want to be professional at all times.
Exactly.
And so, like, I applied and I tried to get a job at an insurance company too. And they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, do you see yourself still in insurance?" I was like, "Dude, I can't sit behind a desk. I'm going to be straight up honest with you." They're
Right.
like, "This is a job for you." I was like, "Okay, good point. I'll
Fair
go
enough.
look somewhere else."
Fair enough. Yeah, dude. I mean, I know the difficulties, and I know you can relate as getting out. You know, the one of the hardest things to do is wondering how the fuck am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to provide for my family? You know,
Oh
because you
yeah,
already had a
especially when you
family
have
by
kids.
that time. Because I mean, how many kids did you have by then? I know you and I can't remember your old lady's name, Misty, Mista.
Missed up.
Yeah, I remember because I remember you got with her. I don't know if it was pre-deployment or post-deployment, but y'all been together fucking forever and a half. So, and fucking how many kids you had by that time? By the time you got out? About 20?
So, so, so when we got together, she already had one. But
Right.
so I knew her from high school. Let me back up. I knew her from high school. We were in a couple classes together my senior year. The reason why I liked her is because our sophomore year, there was some chick that was having issues with her for whatever reason. And so they ended up getting in a fight. And my wife, when she was fighting this girl, she wasn't like, slapping her and pulling hair and shit. No, it was balled up fists, like, let me freaking Mike Tyson your ass.
Hell yeah.
So, uh, we were knew each other then, and then there was a time period or about a year where we didn't talk, and then I started talking to her before we deployed. We dated while I was deployed, and then she stuck with me through the whole thing, and we ended up getting married right afterwards.
Fuck yeah. I do remember that, man. I do remember that. And that's awesome that you guys have been together for so long. You know, a lot of fucking a lot of relationships don't make it past that first deployment. And at least you were smart enough to not fucking not trying to say that she would have or could have or would have, but at least you didn't get married prior to leaving the first time.
Yeah.
So right on, dude. Right on. So good shit. So when you got out, so it was difficult for you to go ahead and find employment. You found employment finally. Decided that that wasn't the life for you, and so then you decided to come back in.
Yeah. So to put it into perspective, I got out as a sergeant. I got promoted to sergeant in July 1st, 2008. And, I got out in 13. So obviously it had already been a good amount of time. I was promotable when I got out. But because I signed a deck statement, they took my points away in September, and I would have made points in December. Shitty timing, huh?
Yes, sir. So wait a minute.
So
Let me pump the
I
brakes on
got
that.
out. Say what?
Let me pump the brakes real quick. Um, did you do any schooling while you were in, or did you decide not to do schooling?
Dude, I still haven't done schooling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on it now. It's just, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I have my own kind of like concerns about doing schooling, and it's mostly just me being skittish about not doing good enough or picking the right thing to where I'm wasting tuition assistance when I could be using it towards something that I know is a guarantee.
Right. And that makes sense. That's a big concern. You don't want to waste your education on something that you're not going to use or be happy not doing. I got you on that. It makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Especially like, nowadays having a fucking 2-year, 4-year degree doesn't mean shit. So you got to make sure you spend it on the right fucking degree.
Right. And exactly. But like the thing that has me worried is like, so right now, to put things into perspective, every disc in my lower lumbar area is bulging inwards. 2 of them have tears and are potential hernias, and then 3 of them are desiccated and are drying up.
Wow.
And then, but the thing is, like, that same pain that's in my lower lumbar area is also in the middle thoracic area as well. I just haven't had an MRI done in that middle portion. So I wouldn't be surprised if the middle portion is the same way.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my damnedest to try and stay in, even if it means I just have to keep fighting pain. But I mean, I only got like 5 years left until retirement,
Well, I mean, hopefully they'll have you in some kind of fucking job where it's sedentary then, because I'll tell you
Well,
what.
I'm an instructor.
Okay. So if you're going to do that for the rest of the 5 years, then you should be good to go then. Because honestly, dude, you don't want, your body is one thing you don't want to fuck around with, especially your back. I'll tell you what, I was dying.
No, I know.
Dude, I wanted an MRI since 2007 when I went to Korea. And they kept putting it off. No, 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 no. And then one time when I was in Carson, I told him, look, man, I can't get out of fucking bed. I had to, like, I was literally walking at an angle, like my body was crooked. All right. My muscles had spasm and I was crooked. And I told them, shit, why can't I get an MRI? Fucking, they give the athletes MRIs all the fucking time. And then he says, well, you're not $1 million athlete, are you? Now I'm like, wow, okay. So right there, it put in perspective of, okay, I'm just, a piece of meat that is, what's that word? I'm exchangeable.
Expendable. You're a tool.
That's the word, and that's cool. I get that. But at least take care of me and then fucking, get somebody else to take my position. But this motherfucker,
right.
But
told
me that
the
shit.
thing is, you got to be taking care of yourself from the beginning. And that's what I tell these soldiers now. Like when I look at what we did as junior soldiers, like, dude, I was carrying 2 rounds on one on each shoulder, and I'm only like 150 even now, so I'm already like less than half of the 2 rounds combined. And it's just I tell these soldiers, like, look, take care of yourself and do everything you need to take care of you, because the Army's not going to take care of you physically. Right. Like, yes, you'll have time to do PT, but if you get injured, they're just like, yeah, it sucks to be you. So, I mean, you take care of you, but don't be a bitch and milk that shit. Know when you got to sit there and accept the pain, and know when you need to go talk to the doctor.
Oh, definitely. So you are 100% legit on that. There's motherfuckers out there that are milking the shit out of the system, which I talk about all the goddamn time.
Dude, you
got dudes that claim PTSD. They never have a fucking one day being shot at, never shot a fucking at an enemy. All they did was fucking zero their weapons in Kuwait, but they want to go and claim PTSD.
So like the pain you were talking about in your back is the same shit I got. Sometimes, like, if I hurt it bad enough, I'll be walking and I'll be looking like the letter L because I'm bent over and it hurts so bad, And so I had a soldier in Alaska. This motherfucker, like, he was the product of 2 E7s, which is unfortunate. Like, I don't know how that happens, but he comes in, he fails a PT test, and then, my platoon sergeant's too kind, so he's like, all right, in a week, we'll give you another one, and then that one absolutely has to be for record. It's like, okay. So then he takes it, fails it again. So then he gets put on the 90 days for, getting your shit together. Well, in that time, he ends up going on profile. So we write a memorandum thinking that's the right thing to do, saying like, hey, you're on profile. We're going to give you time to recover. Your profile ends on this day. The new way that they do the profiles is that it incorporates your recovery time. So when this day comes, you have to take a PT test. We take the PT test, and he fails it. So then
Stand by. Stand by, because your audio just went to shit. Can you hear me?
I don't even know where the mic is. Can you hear me?
What kind of phone do you got?
An S10 Plus.
Oh, I don't know about that shit. I know about iPhones. Anyway, yeah, your audio just went to complete shit right now. Like, you sound like a chipmunk. You sound like, you still sound the same. I mean, you look like you weigh. You seriously sound like a really, really distant talk.
Hello?
Yeah, you still coming in shitty, brother. It was doing really good, and then just suddenly, I don't know what the fuck happened, but you went down to crap.
I don't know. Maybe it's my signal.
Maybe. Yeah, go see if it works going back inside, man. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and fill in some time until you're back in somewhere where you have signal. So, yeah, old baby Bash over here used to be our driver. Motherfucker would hump some rounds, and when it was section cert time, he was the guy that would read that -10. That motherfucker could read that -10 better than anybody I knew. That's not bad for a hillbilly from Ohio. You still sound the same, brother.
I don't know, man.
Okay, there you go. You're sounding better.
I didn't do anything.
Mm.
But no, it's not an invite. You said, good boy.
I don't know what's wrong with your shit, man. Do you have any kind of Bluetooth headphones or anything? Or something?
No.
All right,
I'm
people.
not technologically advanced.
All right, people. We're going to have to bear with Bash sounding like a chipmunk for the rest of the interview. Or the shit, I should say. So, where were we?
So my shipback soldier. So he failed the PT test the second time, and it was after the first 90 days. And so we take it to legal, and they're like, that only counts as the first one because it's after 90 days. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So they ended up, he ended up med boarding.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, dude. Let me try something.
Okay.
All right, can you talk?
Hello?
Yeah, you still sound like shit. I thought it was my speakers, but it's actually yours.
I don't know.
God damn it. Let's see. What can I do in the meantime?
Let me try something. See, maybe it's doing too much stuff at one time.
Maybe you should do that. So
Can you hear me?
I can hear you somewhat, but
Is it a little bit better?
a little bit, yes, but it's better. So I don't know if you have like 1,000 fucking apps open. That might make a difference.
No. Oh, what was that? No, that's the only app I got left.
All right, dude. Fuck it. It is what it is. We'll just have to roll with it. You know what? Let me put pause on this record real quick. All right, we're back to recording, and by the magic of the fucking and by the magic of the fucking edit button, we'll go ahead and fix that up. All right, so your soldier was a shitbag, couldn't pass a PT test. Some kind of smokes let him fucking pull through. Who was that smoke? What's that smoke's name?
I was aviation at the time, so it was my
Smoke.
I didn't call him Smoke. I said my platoon sergeant. Go ahead and listen to this stuff back again when we're done, and then you'll be able to know. Like, oh, he said platoon sergeant.
All right, too easy.
Dude, I get so confused nowadays. Like, it's like, is it a battery? Is it a company? Is it Smoke? Is it platoon sergeant? Like, I have no idea anymore.
For real. So he ended up med boarding out.
Yeah, he only got 20% though, thank God. But my platoon sergeant was bringing it up to me. He's like, let me get this straight. I was like, all right, tell me what's up. He's like, so he rides his motorcycle into work. I was like, yeah. He's like, it's a cross rocket. I was like, yeah. He's like, he has back issues. I was like, yeah. He's like, his profile says he's not allowed to wear body armor or Kevlar. I was like, yeah. But he has to wear a helmet. I was like, yeah. I was like, do you want me to do something about that? He's like, no, I want him the fuck out of the army. Don't say a fucking word.
So go fucking figure. I mean, whatever, dude.
But he was on that last stretch anyway.
Dick. Huh?
He was on that last stretch anyway on getting out, and it would have made him stay in there like months longer. Dude, this piece of shit. Dude, his profile said that he was allowed to take 15-minute naps throughout the day. He could only be at work for 8 hours a day, period. So, I mean, if Mondays and Fridays were the only days we made him come in at 06, and then the rest of the week he came in at 9 so that he could meet that 8-hour requirement.
Yeah, fuck all that. Nope. He would have been gone. Dude, I would have found every single thing to chapter that motherfucker out. Patterns of misconduct, baby.
Dude, it's these fucking soldiers. I think part of it has to do with aviation, but for the most part, it's these soldiers. Like, and I think because what Hodgson was talking about it when you did his interview with him. Yeah. These soldiers coming in, like, they're weak. Like, if they were to come in when we came in, they wouldn't have made the cut.
IG
I mean, they would have because there was no getting out. But
for real, dude, it's pathetic and a shame. We used to have pride. You know what I'm saying? There was pride in what we did. So I just don't understand how motherfuckers don't have that pride anymore. It boggles my mind.
It's because the generation of parents that raised us, that were raised by good parents themselves, you know, they're gone. They're on their way out.
Yeah.
I know, not yours. Go play with you.
I'm dying with this goddamn bear. I can't get this goddamn bear straight.
I don't even know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to get the fucking bear on right. For the guys
Just
watching
put the shit on your head, man. Don't even worry about it.
I can't. It bothers my fucking eyes, dude.
They put a different hat on.
No. So, anyways, for those that are wondering, I'm trying to put my fucking I'm trying to train my hair back, and it's not working now very well with my shit that I'm putting on my head. So, anyways, continue.
I don't know. So
Tell me about
he ended up
tell me about the differences that you've seen between fucking aviation and the gun line.
Okay, so first one, the amount of discipline in oneself, let alone in one's job, is completely different.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, you remember the standards that we had to uphold coming in, and I don't know, maybe it's just the Army in general with the soldiers they got coming in. But let me put it this way: the shit we would have gotten yelled at without even thinking about, these soldiers like get away with on a constant basis. Because like I'll see soldiers and they'll be coming up late and I'll be like, you ain't gonna say some shit to them? And they'll be like, no, it's not 6:30 yet. Like, he's still late. It's not 15, he's not here 15 minutes early. Yeah, but it's not 6:30. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Wow, dude.
6:30. And so you remember how we used to check soldiers' barracks rooms before we would go to PT? Yeah, they don't do that.
Oh, fuck the dumb shit, man. That's standard fucking data.
No, like once a month, our sergeant major comes pissed off and he's like, oh, everybody needs to check their soldiers' rooms. Like, hell, if we actually did that often, then we wouldn't have to do it once a month when you got pissed off.
Fucking figures, dude. Fucking figures. So, damn, man. Any of you guys have y'all got caught up with the COVID out there in the schoolhouse yet?
Fake disease? Yeah, we've had it the whole time.
The what? What'd you call it?
The fake disease.
Why you say the fake disease, baby? I got to hear this one.
Okay, so the flu, right? Kills people all the fucking time. Let's see here.
They have a vaccine too, right?
They do, but it only works half-assed, like half the shit that the Army issues out anyway. Anyways.
Yeah, true.
So, you know, at the end of last year, they were saying, oh, well, there's a strong chance that people had COVID-19. And it's like they diagnosed it as an upper respiratory infection.
Mm-hmm.
And you got over it and you fucking lived your life. So if it's the same thing as an upper respiratory infection, I mean, I don't understand. Like, you're claiming that all this shit's going down and then, you know, nothing, like the curve was already going down before we locked down. You know, we wear masks, but we still have to stay 6 feet away from each other, but both work at preventing it. Like, none of the shit they're putting out makes sense. I do what I am required to do as an instructor, but I don't believe it's a real fucking disease. I believe that this is a political coup, that they're trying to, specific people are trying to overthrow certain aspects of our government, but I'm not going to go down the conspiracy theory trail. I'm just going to leave it at, and when we get a call to arms, just know I'll be there right there with everybody else.
And we'll leave it at that because you still are active duty and we don't want to get you in trouble.
I'll get med boarded before I get in trouble.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking crazy what's going on in the world right now. I mean, I haven't touched on it because, I mean, I'm sure people are trying to get away from this shit that's going on in the shitstorm in our country. But I mean, look at those 4 fucking cops, dude. That killed that poor dude. You know, that couldn't breathe. That shit damn near broke me, man.
So you went through the same training I did because we went through the detainee operation training before we deployed that first time. Mm-hmm. And you know very damn well that when they had us throw someone on the ground, the knee didn't go on the neck. that person's face and head went into your ankle area so that they could, like, because I don't know what it is, like when your face is in a confined space, you can't move like you're supposed to. So his head at the very least should have been in the area of that dude's ankle, which would have applied no pressure to his head or neck region.
Oh, that and the fact
But
that I
I'm
mean
not
he was already
dumb.
fucking in handcuffs, and
Yeah,
there were
there's
three
that
other
too.
dudes on him. You know, it's kind of fucked up. And you know what sucks
No,
is the
it's
shit that's
super
going
fucked
on
up.
right now. That I get it. You know, people are angry, people are fucking pissed off, but you know, you're detracting from the person, the individual that got killed. You know, they're taking away from that and making that news. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. Be angry, be pissed, but there's a way. Even the people that were out there on social media were saying, like, look, these guys are just out here rioting and stealing just to riot and steal. They're not protesting. The protesters are on this side. Because I was watching that shit, like, you know, I get it. Be pissed, be mad, but don't burn down your own motherfucking neighborhood, man. You know, it just makes no sense
Yeah,
to me.
there's every single one of us that have been deployed have seen shenanigans as far as that kind of stuff is concerned. I mean, in Iraq, there was always the Shia or the Sunnis that were, getting angry because the opposite, either the Shia or the Sunnis, were doing shit that they didn't want them to do. I mean, there was rioting and stuff going on in Iraq when we were there, right? And to relate it back to what we're doing, what's going on here is, the there really wasn't a whole lot of shit to loot and steal anyway, but what they were doing is they were like force on force violence, period. Like if the violence was going straight to the police department, yes, I still don't agree with it, but that's what's expected,
Yeah.
you know? But to go out and blatantly like vandalize and steal from someone who has absolutely nothing to do with the specific thing that was going on is
Exactly. I mean, how many jobs got destroyed? You know, if those people
yeah,
were open, I mean, now these guys don't have jobs, you
right.
know?
And don't get me wrong, like I I don't see color. Let me put it that way. Like every single person that is born in America is a fucking American, and that's the only race that fucking matters anyway. We're all Americans. You know what I'm saying? We're all humans. There's no color. It's all melanin. It's a scientific fact that all it is some people have really dark tans, some people don't. And I'm one of the ones who don't. Like when I was in Alaska, my skin matched the snow. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, I was blessed to be in the middle, and us brown people, you can't tan like us, man. I went out there.
Oh, I can.
I was
Jaime
out.
actually asked me one time if I was part Mexican while we were on our first deployment because I tan so well.
Hell yeah, I tan really good, man. I went out to the river this weekend, fucking floated it, and had some good sun. And brother, I didn't burn. I came back just a golden fucking beautiful color. I'm taking a shower, bro, and I'm washing my fucking titties because I don't got a chest. I got titties. I was washing my fucking titties, and I'm like, God damn, there's a good looking color on me. I look good, pimping. I look fucking good. Oh
Well,
man,
I
hey,
mean,
we gotta
everybody
have
always
some
thinks
funny
they look
shit
good.
going on. We gotta have some funny shit going on, man. So hey, man, gunline talk now. So let's just go ahead and take it to some gunline talk. Um, when you were in, did y'all have any females coming to your gunline yet?
No, that was thankfully enough before my time. Now I'm in aviation and I work with females. I instruct females, and don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with females. But the saying "bitches be crazy," it doesn't matter if they're in the army or not. That statement is true.
This is true. This is true. This is very true. I
Yeah,
mean,
and so
go ahead.
actually, and this may be, some people may say, consider it, I don't know what you call it. I wouldn't say unethical, but as a leader, I should be able to handle shit. But when a woman comes up to me crying, regardless of whether she's wearing a uniform or not, I have no idea what to fucking do. I'm just sitting there like, you're jibber jabbering, you're fucking blubbering, you're speaking in tongues. I have no idea what you're saying. There's tears everywhere. I actually sent one of my female soldiers. I was like, I can't handle you. Go talk to my wife.
Damn. Nah, man. I thankfully didn't have to deal with that shit on my end. We did have a FET team, which is redundant saying that now that I think about it. But we had a FET, which was the female engagement team.
Yep. We had one of those, but it wasn't in the company or the battery.
Oh, we did. We had it in our battery on my deployment to Afghanistan. One of them was a little too hua, came in there with the really wrong attitude, like, thinking that she was one of the boys and just trying to act like one of the boys rather than just being herself. I called her Ranger Reba because she just always just too hua. She had a Napoleon complex because literally she was like 4'11". I'm not even bullshitting on that. She has some humongous fucking knockers on her that probably put together, they were to her height, and she seemed like cool people, but she was just a little too hua, and when you come in with that attitude, it's not going to fit in well. And then,
so go ahead.
Yeah, then the other two were all right. The other one, she ended up being cool, really cool, actually. And what's funny is the whole thing of why we shouldn't have male and female soldiers living together or in the same unit ended up happening. She ended up getting knocked up, and they ended up getting married, actually. And they're together now, 2 kids and beautiful family. But I'm just saying, it detracts from the mission. It detracts from the mission, though, at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
well, yeah. And so, like, my soldier, one that I told you about, she ended up being married twice in the first 3 years of her Army career and divorced twice in the first 3 years of her Army career.
That sounds right.
Overall, she was a great soldier. She was a great mechanic. I didn't have any issues with her as far as that, but it was just her personal life is what was kind of coming back and forth as far as being an issue.
Okay.
And there were several times I've told her, like, straight up, like, don't ever take anything that I say, like, in the wrong way. If you have a problem with what I'm saying, just talk to me and we'll work it out. But, don't fucking bring your fucking home life to work. I don't. Like, me and my wife we'll fight here and there. My kids will be ass pains. They'll do their shenanigans or whatever the fuck may happen. But when it comes down to it, I keep on trucking as if nothing's going on, because that's how it needs to happen. Because when we get deployed, I mean, I love you and you love me and we all love each other. But when it comes down to it, we got to make that shit happen. And when we come back from the mission, we can, decompress, relax, fuck off, do whatever.
Yep.
And then when we got to go back to mission, go back to mission. That's the artillery and combat arms lifestyle. But when being in aviation, I haven't deployed yet as aviation, but the aviation side, think of it as like working at Jiffy Lube. I mean, you gotta go fix an aircraft, and don't get me wrong though, like, avionics is totally different than Jiffy Lube. I mean, you're talking about you taking Jiffy Lube or your car to Jiffy Lube because your CPU in your fucking car isn't working. That's what it's like with avionics.
So are you working on fixed wing or rotary?
Rotary.
Okay. Yeah, one of my old soldiers, he actually he went aviation back in like 2009, I think. He went aviation. He went to Drum, actually. So yeah, dude, he loved it. He was a Chinook maintenance guy.
So he's a uniform. But funny story, you remember Harker?
Harker.
The mechanic?
The one that buzzed his balls with the
real tall, like, fucking corn-fed looking one.
Yes. Harker. That's the name of the guy that fucking had that little swatter for ants with for flies with electricity that buzzed his balls. Yeah, that's him. I remember him. Go ahead.
So guess who was my instructor for the cadre, or not the cadre training course, but the Common Faculty Development course? The instructor course. Harker. So our first class Harker got out of 277 the same time that you did, but he re-enlisted for 15 Tango. And then he continued his career, and then we just met up last August.
No shit. You said Sergeant First Class?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, when you see him, remind him that when he was a specialist, he used a fucking a fly zapper to zap his balls, and we paid him a lot of money for that. I remember we're doing a lube order, and fucking sure enough, we said like, how much for you to zap your balls with this goddamn? It looked like a little tennis racket, and it had electricity on it. And yeah, I think everybody pitched in some cash, and he zapped his balls.
Hey, did you go to Lewis?
No.
Okay.
The only places I went to was I went from Hood, then I went to Korea. In Korea, I got orders. I thought I was gonna go back to Hood, so they gave me orders to fucking to Stewart. So, and when I found that out, I didn't want to go to Stewart. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I told him, well, I'm not gonna go. You know, I was told that since I fucking volunteered to come to Korea, that on my way back I can choose my own duty station. So, yeah, that was a fucking lie. So they were like, okay, well, if you decide to do that, you're gonna have to sign a deck statement, and that's it. Your career's over. You're out. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I mean, you still have 2 years left. So you're gonna finish your fucking your tour here. You're still gonna end up going to fucking Stewart, and then you're gonna get out, you know, with out of the military with a deck statement. And I was not about to have that. I worked my ass off too hard. I was a chief already as an E5 over there in Korea. You know, if it's one thing
That's what I did
in Korea, one thing I learned was you learn your fucking job out there. You know, my chief, Sergeant Aguayo, when I got there, he told me, you know, he asked me, hey, Specialist Lopez, go initialize the gun. And I had absolutely no idea how to do it. I told him, hey, Chief, honestly, I don't know how to initialize the gun. And fucking, he was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I just got back from deployment and I didn't get a chance to do that. And then he's like, oh, okay, no problem. And this is where he put me on blast. Hey, PFC DOST, go take Specialist Lopez and show him how to initialize the gun. Brother, that was the first and last time I was ever going to have somebody teach me like that. So, you know, and it put me in my place, man. So I remember I would tell my chief every weekend, Chief, can you take me down to the fucking motor pool on the weekend, dude? We would go to the motor pool and I would initialize the gun. I would fucking go through all the PDFCS system, AFCS, because they only had the AFCS over there, and fucking I would learn. You know what I'm saying? And then when it came time, when he de-rosed, when he left out of Korea, that's when they gave me the opportunity. I had just been promoted like 2 months prior to E5, and they were like, hey, do you want to be a chief? Are you ready to chief this shit? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to chief this shit. Let's do this. And in the back of my head, I'm like, fuck no, I ain't ready. But hey, you got to fake it till you make it, baby. And sure enough, man, I was able to certify, did good. Came in second place in the competition. Huh?
I've had to learn like most of this job on the fly. Like field artillery was nice because you know you memorize everything, you get it down to a science because you're doing it all the time, and yeah, it's easy. But you come to aviation and especially avionics, because think of avionics as not. I'm not trying to toot any horn or anything like that, but seriously, think of it as being a brain surgeon on a helicopter. Because a helicopter is a flying computer, and you're basically the IT tech who's going to make all those electronic connections work together. And so, like, even our troubleshooting procedures, like sometimes, you know, each step falls in line and it works as it's supposed to, and you can fix it right when you need to. Mm-hmm. But then there's sometimes you're going through it and it's like, it's still not working as advertised. It's still not working as advertised. And it's like, I've done literally everything I could think of, and it's still not working.
I don't know. I mean, calling yourself a brain surgeon of a helicopter, I think you're more of a high-speed mechanic. How about that?
How about you go out there and you start fixing wires?
What's that now?
I said, how about you go out there and start fixing wires?
I'll tell you what. A brain surgeon can't just pick up a FM or TM to figure out how to fucking connect the two sensory fucking nerves or in your brain. You can.
I don't know. He might be able to. Well, that's the way I describe it, because
I feel you though, dude. I feel you. I'm just busting your balls. I'm busting your balls.
Oh, I know.
We're not on the gun line now. We're on the flight line.
Yeah. Why don't you go find a spool for the flight line for me?
For real, dude. Do you guys have those kind of games out on the flight line?
Well, you know, it's considered hazing in the Army now.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yeah, hazing. I mean, you can't ask someone to go get blinker fluid. That's hazing. I
Wow.
can't make soldiers do push-ups. That's hazing.
Punishment must fit the crime, I guess. I get it.
Yeah,
I
dude.
remember.
I say fuck that because I remember getting my ass smoked, and I remember one thing: I would never do whatever it was I got my ass smoked for again.
Well, I'll tell you what. Diaz brought it up. The first day at the unit when I first got there, I didn't have a car, and I showed up to the battery when everybody was leaving to the motor pool. So I showed up to the motor pool, which was back then on almost damn near the fort, the first calf side, way the
Yeah,
fuck on the other side. So I
yeah,
had to run my happy ass, and this is BDU time. Back in BDUs in my black boots, running
yep.
from the battery all the way to the motor pool just to show up. And that's when I first met Staff Sergeant Taylor after PT. And he's like, "Where the fuck you been?" Like, I didn't know where the motor pool was, Chief. Just get down. Beat your fucking face. Roger that, Chief. And I started pushing. And that's when I first met Diaz, because Diaz saw that I was getting my ass handed to me and smoked. And he was getting ready to go on lunch or some shit. And he had a Gatorade or some water. And he said that, he saw me and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I can always get another one. I didn't have anything to hydrate with. So he put it right there. And he says, I looked up at him and like, hey, thanks, homie. I appreciate that, Holmes. And then that's the first memory that he has with me. And my first memory of Staff Sergeant Taylor is him smoking the fuck out of me at the motor pool. So, good time.
Yeah, he smoked a lot of people.
Dude, I remember the first time he made me elevate off the fucking trails. And the trails on the Paladin aren't, just on the side. You're at a fucking almost 90-degree angle. You know what I'm saying?
They're like 5 foot.
Maybe about, yeah, from the ground. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was very difficult to push.
Hey, so one time Sergeant Taylor was like this. He's like, all right, smart ass. He's like, because he was asking me and Bricker questions like nonstop. He's like, all right, smart ass. He's like, what's the cruising range of the Paladin? And I was like, 186 miles, and I was off by like, I don't know, like a mile or two.
Yeah.
And the wager was that whatever I was off, I'd have to do in push-ups, and he was thinking I was going to be way off, but I was only off by like a couple. And so he was like, all right, we do this many push-ups, which was the cruising range,
Right.
elevated off the spade. And then Bricker was laughing, and he's like, what are you laughing at? You're going to do them with him. Like,
oh, shit. Oh, man. Bricker loved him some Staff Sergeant Taylor. I tell you.
Dude, I miss that, dude. I miss all of y'all.
Oh,
like,
dude.
The amount of good times that we had, like, yeah, every single, I mean, you can't be in the field artillery and not be an asshole to every single person that you're with and still love them every single day.
Dude, I remember I was in the cat crew at the time. It was me, McConnell, Holguin, and Roycroft. And fucking yeah, I remember Roycroft, right? So fucking Roycroft starts bitching at Holguin and me because we had our fucking CVCs halfway down. So we only had it unzipped. You know what I'm saying? From the top. So we had it from the waist down, open. Because it was hot as fucking balls out there in Fort Hood in the summer, right? So anyways, yeah, and then Chief had said that it was cool as long as we were inside of the fucking gunner and the cat, just not to do it outside. Right. So we were cool with that. So Roycroft comes in and he's like, put that shit on right. And Holguin was like, Chief said we can have it like this. And he's like, what? Put that shit on right now. And fucking Holguin was like, no, Chief said we could do this. So he's like, you guys get your asses outside right now. So me, Holguin, and McConnell go outside of the outside of the cat, dude. And we're standing at parade rest, right? And so we're standing at parade rest. And so Roycroft says, can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
So Roycroft says, and now, oh no, we were just standing there like, this is bullshit. And so he goes, how about you get a parade rest? So I snapped the parade rest because, this sergeant. And Holguin's like, how about no? Oh, that shit pissed him off, dude. So he's like, what the fuck did you say, Holguin? What the fuck did you say? So we're finally at parade rest, right? And fucking, sorry, Roycroft turns around and go talk to Chief. So Roycroft turns around, starts walking, and then Holguin's like, just starts dancing, dude. After he told us don't fucking move, dude, we were a bunch of dumbasses. And lo and behold, after that field problem, when we got back, that Friday was the last time we saw Roycroft. Roycroft
Where the fuck did he go?
Ammo.
With Asher?
I don't know who the fuck he went to, but he was gone. And that fool wanted to cry, dude, because that left me, Holguin, and fucking McConnell in the goddamn in the cat. We didn't have an NCO in the cat.
Have you talked to Holguin?
I talked to Holguin maybe about 2 years ago, during the anniversary of the January 6th incident, because he was there with us when that happened. So
January 6th.
Yeah, you guys weren't there for that. That's when we got fucked up when we were at Third ID Right Seat Writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fucked up day.
No, I remember all about that.
Yeah. So fucking I talked to him about that because I mean he still gets haunted by that shit. He saw the medic, stand there and then gone. So that fucked with him to this day.
I haven't talked to him in it's been over 5 years. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I know do you remember when he went AWOL-ish? And I say ish because was it First Sergeant? It was either First Sergeant Britton or First Sergeant Maynard. Didn't count him as AWOL because his dad had passed away, and his dad owned a business of his own, and so Holguin stayed there to take care of the business,
right?
So it wouldn't go under for his family.
I think I was actually getting ready to leave a career by that time, to be honest.
Yeah, but you remember that though. You remember when he disappeared? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fucking yeah, it's some crazy shit. I mean, I know things went south for him out there. He was working as a mail carrier, and I don't know what he's up to now. I'll probably reach out to him if I find his number here soon. I gotta look it up. But
yeah, let me know. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I loved Holguin. Holguin was so fucking hilarious.
Oh, that dude was he was a riot, dude. That guy has zero fucks given. He did not give a shit.
Dude, he broke out. So like how a car has like the two main windows on the side and then the really small window. So he broke out the really small window thinking it'd be cheaper to replace that one. That's the most expensive window to fucking break.
Oh my!
Because he locked his keys in his car.
Wow. Should just call fucking USA or something to come and open
it. Dude. So he's like, dude, it was cheaper to replace the windshield than it was the side windows. And it was cheaper to replace the side windows than it was that little ass window.
God damn, dude. That is fucked up. That's funny, but it's fucked up. Yeah.
Dude, if he would have just broken out the rear windshield, he'd have paid less money to fucking fix that shit than he would have what he did.
Fucking fact, dude. Well, we have reached our hour here, Baby Bash. So I do appreciate having you here on the gun line. We're going to have to do this again, man. But before we go, I forgot to mention this because the convo was just flowing really good. People don't know this, but you are now a fucking a maker of a certain type of sauce, right?
Yeah. So about 3 weeks ago, I decided, fuck it, I'm going to start making some hot sauce. I was going to call it fag sauce, but there was some questionable shit going on. I mean, field artillery guy and fags, I mean, people just didn't really understand. So I decided to go with a different name.
I dig it. What's that name?
King of Battle Hot Sauce.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Today's sponsor for this episode of On the Gunline podcast is King of Battle Hot Sauce. He sent me 2 bottles, and I can attest for the green bottle so far. That motherfucker, it's got flavor, and it's got an after kick to it. So in other words, it gives it flavor, and it's spicy, at least in my tongue here, where the food is still edible. It's not one of those like, fuck. But it's one of those like, ooh, shit, yet it's got a kick to it. It's kind of like, think about when you finger pop and you think you're like, did I just get hit by the breech on the hand or not? I don't really know. So it's kind of like that. Did it hurt or didn't it hurt? It's really good. I definitely recommend it. Y'all get with Bash on this if y'all want to. I don't know if he's going to make more or making a business out of it. Are you making a business out of this?
It's like a business hobby. Right now, I actually have 3 more flavor. Well, so the green one's Serrano, the red one was Habanero. I did make some more Serrano. I have some jalapeno, and I have a chili garlic that are fermenting right now. I have a Chipotle, but I'm pretty sure I fucked it up, so I'm not gonna really kind of put that one out there too much. But the other 3 are gonna be golden.
Stand by. I'm gonna go get the bottles. You go ahead and talk till I get back.
If you guys ever have to get like a service dog, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Australian Shepherd and Lab Mix is a perfect companion. This little guy is like the absolute best boy and the smartest dog ever. Ranger, good boy. Good boy. Huh? Lopez is taking a really long time. I think he got lost. Got that lieutenant syndrome going on. Can't read a compass.
Whatever
there you
said
go.
about me is fake news. It better not be talking shit about me.
Just a little bit.
So this is the one that I had, the green bottle.
Yep, that's the Serrano. Okay. And my wife makes the labels.
Oh, nice. So this is the red bottle.
That's the Habanero.
Okay, this is going to be the next one this weekend. I'll let you know what it tastes like. This one right here, though, it was full to the top. All right, y'all. And one night we got wings, and I was like, I got to try this shit out. And honestly, I thought it was going to be poison or some shit. But no, it was actually really fucking good. And honestly, I dig it. I fucking dig it. I like the taste on it because the flavor is there, but it comes in an after kick. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's fucking good. It's got the On the Gunline podcast seal of approval. This bitch is good. That's how good. How good is it?
So that's your green bottle.
Yep.
This is mine.
Nice.
It's a lot bigger.
This, I would definitely, if I was still in the military, I would get me one of these and take it with me to the field and put this shit on everything. On everything. You should call this shit wolf pussy. That's how good it is.
Yeah, I haven't thought of names. I've been given some ideas, and I've thought about mostly, naming them after charges until I run out of charges, and then rounds until I ran out of rounds, and then, after that, it's kind of all up in the air after that.
I feel you, dude. Just call it Killer Junior. That would be a good one. Killer Senior, Killer Junior. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I really appreciate having you here, brother. It's been good catching up with you. We have been catching up the past couple of weeks, which has pretty good, man. Hopefully some folks will hear this shit and reach out to you and say what's up and see how you doing, man. Any shout outs you want to give before we dip out, bro?
Just general shout out to the community. In general, I know, like we mentioned before, the whole George Floyd thing, it's a terrible thing.
Yes, sir.
But as much as I love everybody that I'm talking about right now, just consider this, the news is very selective about what they put on there, and it's for a specific agenda. So keep that into consideration when you're seeing it. Yes, there's a lot of terrible shit that shows up, but there might be a reason why they're doing it. And honestly, God, I think it's to divide this country and to keep us from being able to take care of each other like we have always done in the past. So
fucking fact. Damn, look at motherfucking Bash over here becoming all political and shit. President Bash soon, huh?
Well, I am of age now, but in all technicality, legally, because I'm still active duty, I can't run. But if my name showed up on the ballot because you hand wrote it in there, I can't change that.
You know what? True story. Hey, man, I'll be your motherfucking I'll be your vice president, bro, or I'll be your fucking the guy that goes out for the news. I'll
You
go tell
do my PR.
There you go. I'll do your PR, brother. Hey, man, it's been a blast having you here. I want to give a couple of shout outs here as well. I want to give a shout out to all of y'all, man, all the listeners out there who've been supportive of the podcast, who've gone on the Gunline shirt store and bought some fucking some merch, because that goes directly into paying for this shit too, man, to help me get more fucking equipment and give y'all better quality. Also, I want to everybody that reached out to us and talked to us over on the midweek. Well, it wasn't midweek memo. What was that shit called? The motherfucking Memorial Day weekend. Thank y'all for fucking showing up, and hopefully we'll see y'all then. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to Staff Sergeant Juarez. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad, Staff Sergeant, my bad. I want to give a shout out to Sergeant Jay, man. Sergeant Jay, on Under the Gun Line. His
Under the Net. I got you, brother. Under the Net. It's an amazing podcast that works just in lieu of this podcast. They work together perfectly. You know, Lopez takes it on the rough side. Sergeant Juarez takes it on the more refined side. But they both pass on that same message of let's get together and keep it real the way it used to be when we were still in. And, we'll have some guests that will either help you improve your life or at least bring back good memories.
Holy shit, look at motherfucking Bash. I'm going to have you as my PR guy. I couldn't have said it better myself. Under the Net podcast, man. Sergeant Jay, him and I are, I guess we would work side by side kind of, and it works out well. You know, it's a great podcast. You'll get some life lessons out of it on the civilian side as well as the military side. You know, it's bringing people into his world and him sharing his experience as well. And then Coach Silva podcast, man. Coach Silva, I can't say enough about this dude. He motivates me just hearing him and shit, just like family. Dude, once I hear that, I feel like
an incredible man.
Oh. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Have you heard his podcast?
I haven't heard his podcast, but so I heard his interview with you. On yours, and then I also heard him on Sergeant Juarez's on his podcast, the numb one, the life is numb or whatever it was.
Yes.
That is an impressive episode, and kind of brought a lot of stuff to light and made me realize that I don't know, I've probably been numb at least a quarter of my life now that I'm getting older.
Fucking A. Look at that, man. That is what's up. You hit the trifecta. Dude, all you got to do is now go to their podcast, dude. You'll hit the Bermuda Triangle of podcasts and shit. But anyway.
Fuck is like my
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know Patrick Juarez's podcast there.
He don't mind, man. He's cool with it. You know, it's just, like you said, his is more refined. If we put it into alcohol terms, his is more of a fucking of a fine scotch. Mine is a fucking Pabst Blue Ribbon. You know what I'm saying?
Is that because that's what Kowalczyk drank the whole time we were in?
You goddamn right, baby. That's $4.25 for a motherfucking, or $4.99, $4.75 for a 12-pack. Anyway, bro, I'm getting off topic. We're gone over an hour and 13 minutes. So thanks again for being here, Bash. I can't wait to have you here on there again. And I'm gonna keep pumping out your fucking your King of Battle fucking hot sauce. It's on point. Reach out to me if you want to get a hold of Bash, or Bash, where can they reach you at if they want some?
They can reach me at my email, Aaron, aaron.m.bash at Gmail. Or you can find me on Facebook. My name isn't Aaron Bash, it's Aaron Matthew with 2 T's, because that's how it's supposed to be spelled. But you can find me on there. If you see a goofy looking white guy with a beard, that's probably me. So
that's his boyfriend. All right then, brother. It's been a good time having you here. With that being said, y'all, thanks for listening to the Gunline podcast. Catch you on the flip side. We'll catch you when it's time, when y'all come back on over. But with that being said, y'all, rounds complete, end of mission, Gunline out. Bye, motherfuckers.